What's up, fam? Welcome to the family. My name is Eric, and I'll be solving most of your problems. I may say, but at least some of your problems. Not most of them, but then at least some of them. What I realized, I'm here to give you, I can say, knowledge, wisdom, because I realized that a lot of people don't invest much in it. Some do, but then they do it in different ways. Some prefer YouTube since for them they prefer and enjoy more of listening and watching than whereby they're in their heads with books and words type of thing. But then there are some who don't see the importance in it. They don't find it necessary, which is, I don't know how to explain it. I don't even have the right word to explain it. You know? So for me, knowledge is something whereby it's something that for example, one experienced something in the past. Let's just say it was a businessman in the 1900s, and then it took him at least 5 to 10 years to figure out something, and then he traced back what he did, and then he saw that okay, this is a strategy, and then he compiled it into a book or whatever, and then that strategy works for everybody in the upcoming generations. It's a matter of if something was supposed to take you years to figure out or to get direction for, you could get it done at least in, depends on how big that thing is. Sometimes if it's internal healing, emotional healing, it might take some quiet time, but then if it's anything in the physical world, at least a week or 2 months or months, maybe a year, if that's how big it is. But then either way, let me drive straight into it. So today we'll be focusing on the secret of the millionaire mind. What is it about? What is it about? It is about why money strategies don't work for most people. Your financial results are not determined by what you know, they're determined by how we are programmed to think. We are programmed to think that if you get $2,500 a week, your lifestyle should match and show that you're getting $2,500 a week, which in a month that's something like $10K, and then in a year that's something like 120. You could build a net worth with that money. Instead, you're not taught that you should save it or save some of it and then invest your savings, and then you can spend some of the money you get as returns from from your investments. Instead, your lifestyle should match the amount of money you get as a salary or wage or whatever, and then that leads some of your or most of the people end up being in credit and debt type of thing. But then either way, this is divided into 10 parts: the inner game versus the outer game, everything. Everyone has a money blueprint. Let's dive into that. The inner game versus the outer game. Success has two layers: the outer game, business skills, investing knowledge, money management. The inner game, beliefs, identity, emotional comfort with money, self-worth, habits. Let me show you the notes. There you go. Guys, please take notes. Right? Outer game, business skills, investing knowledge, money management. Guys, you can this say whereby if you set a goal that I want to become a millionaire, focus on the person you become. Not the person, not the goal. Focus on the person who you become. Right? But that's where the business skills come in. That's where you get to learn that this is what I have to do. Your investing knowledge, the knowledge that you have to acquire in that road of becoming a millionaire, and money management. You can't, like, back to the example that I made in the beginning of the video, whereby I was like, if you make 2,500 a week in a month, that's like 10K. In a year, that's like 120K, and then you live and lifestyle that is way over the money that you get in a week, or you live a lifestyle whereby it doesn't suit it doesn't leave room for you to save money, how do you expect to get to become a millionaire, or the goal of becoming a millionaire? That's where business goals, investing knowledge, and money management comes in. Then we have the inner game. The inner game is beliefs, identity, emotional comfort with money, self-worth. Beliefs, what can we say about beliefs? Beliefs are more of, I can't make it without school, I can't make it without college degree, or this is too hard. Like that say whereby if you believe you can't, you are right, and if you believe you can, you are right. Identity, you identify with certain things that are not, how can I say it, not that you are not even not, if currently your identity is you are not disciplined, you don't wake up, you wake up, you chill on the couch, you eat snacks the whole day, you watch TV, then later on you hit the shower, you go back to sleep. That's your identity. And a lot of times, most people have problems with switching or getting into identities whereby they find it hard. That's why people become, these people are not consistent enough when they're doing something. For example, if I was that lousy douchebag who sits on the couch the whole day, snacks and sodas, getting fat, and then hit the shower late night, later on during the day. If I was that person, I was to make a resolution that I want to hit the gym, I want to live, I want to eat healthy, I want to work, I want to get on my grind, get my shit together, get my things together. It would be hard. You for the first day you do it because you like there's that motivation, there's that fuel in you. But then after a few days that burns out, and there comes in the discipline. But then because you didn't shift your identity, your mindset to become who you want, you never become who you want. Then emotional comfort with money. How your emotions resonate with doing certain things with money. There are certain people whereby the moment they get money on their hands, they prefer investing that money. But then there are certain people, when they get money onto their hands, all they do is splurge it, go to clubs, buy that expensive coat, at least buy that expensive car. They do whatever with it. And then later stage, you have regrets, your credit card bills up your neck type of thing, so forth. How much do I love myself? You know that. How much do I want to be me? Habits. People have bad habits. Some live life of drinking and partying with girls and everything. Some prefer being disciplined, maybe hitting the gym 7 days a week. For example, David Goggins type of thing. Then everyone has a money blueprint. A money blueprint is your default unconscious setting for money. It determines how you believe it, how much you believe you deserve. There's certain people who believe like, for instance, my parents, mom lives paycheck to paycheck and dad lives paycheck to paycheck. For them, that's what they believe they deserve. But then for me, I can say that I believe that there's more to life than that. But then for them, that's how they believe. They believe that they deserve that. And how comfortable you feel earning more. I'm gonna give you an example again about my parents. Or there's certain people out there, for them, earning more, it means more risk, and they are not comfortable taking risks. So they prefer earning a wage that suits them and it feels safe around it than taking risks that without knowing the outcome. You know? Number three, whether you keep, lose, or sabotage money. Some people are good at keeping money, some lose it. There's this say whereby if There were two people. You give them $1 each. One spends that $1. The other one invests that $1. The other one is gonna make $2 off of that $1. And the other one, that $1 can no longer be multiplied because he spent that $1 somewhere, or she spent that $1, but then somebody made money with that $1 type of thing. Or how they sabotage, man. There are certain people whereby they can make 100K a month, but because their blueprint is a matter of they have a low blueprint. For example, let's just say you grew up in a household whereby you live life off food stamps. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, conditions type of thing, but then you find that that's how your blueprint is set. As much as you can make 100K a month, somewhere somehow you're gonna find a way to spend that money, and then you go back to what your blueprint is set to be type of thing. You didn't choose your blueprint consciously. It was installed early in life and now runs in the background like software. That's why two people can do the exact same thing and get wildly different financial decisions. What I can say is also how your problems. I can say how your parents also program you. There's this other podcast I watched. I don't remember who they were interviewing. That guy was like, he understood that he couldn't fit in. He like, when you're growing up and you know that there's more to life, I don't fit in type of thing. And he is like, his parents always told him that he should believe in himself. That's programming. That you are who you think you are. You are great type of thing. That's them programming you. But then you find they don't degrade his ambition and his vision. But then if you to grow up in a house whereby they degrade your ambition, your vision and everything, whereby they say it's out of reach, or let me say it's impossible. Yeah, it's impossible for them, but then for you, because you believe in it, it is possible. Somewhere that degrading of your vision and your mindset or whatever, it gets installed in you subconsciously, and people are not aware of it. But then when they start putting in the action of becoming that person who they believe they want to be, somehow they self-sabotage themselves because subconsciously it was installed that, nah, you can't do this, you can't do that, you have to do this, you have to do that type of thing. So there we go. Then we go into the second part, the financial thermostat concept. Right. The financial thermostat concept. Your money blueprint works like thermostat. If you suddenly earn more than your comfort level, you sabotage. If you lose money below your comfort level, you find a way back. Back to what I say, that there are certain people whereby they're comfortable with living at 30. They might earn 100K a month, but then because their comfort level is 30K, that extra 70K, they're gonna find a way to use it for nothing, blow it, so that they can be back at that 30K level. And if you lose money below your comfort level, you find a way back. Same thing. If that person used to have 30K as their comfort level and they lose some and maybe go back to at least 25K or 20K, they're gonna find a way to get back to the 30K level because that's their level. But then they can't proceed and go way higher than that because their comfort level is at 30K. Let's go to the note. That's why lotto winners often go broke, because they don't plan. I can say they also don't have that knowledge. They don't set their mindset to it that now I'm currently a millionaire, I have to adjust and then at least get to learn how the millionaire people, how millionaires think, and how they do business, how they invest their money. But then, somewhere, somehow, self made millionaires rebuild faster than losing everything. There's this other seminar I once attended whereby this guy was like, the fact, also, it goes back to the point that I made at the beginning that if you want to become a millionaire, focus on the person you become in the process, not the goal. Same thing as self-made millionaires rebuild faster than losing everything. They they program themselves to think like millionaires and how to act like millionaires, right? For example, like a person like Donald Trump, who was a billionaire twice, he made billions and then lost them, and then became a billionaire again because he has a billionaire mindset. He programmed himself to think like a billionaire, then to do things like a billionaire, right? Then money doesn't change people. Reprogramming, right? Yeah, that's good. Your blueprint determines how much you earn and keep. Making money and keeping money are two different skills. That's why they say getting to the money it's easier, but then keeping it it's way harder because that's getting to the money. It's a matter of I have to get rich, and then you get to that amount of money or that certain amount, or I don't know how to, yeah, you get, if your goal is to become a millionaire, you're gonna work towards being a millionaire without strategy of how I'm gonna keep the millions that I have. But then now when you get to being a millionaire, you have to focus on not getting broke, which is two different skills. And many people earn be well but lose it. Many people earn well but lose it. Some save well but can't grow it. That's where knowledge, whereby that's where the investment knowledge comes in, business skills come in, and the money management come in. Some earn well but lose it. Some save well but can't grow it. That's where the investment knowledge comes in. Some make money, invest, then crash because they don't have money management skills, they don't have investment knowledge, they don't have business skills. Why? Their blueprint allows income up to a certain level, but not beyond it. Like I say, that if someone, also the lottery winners often go, why lottery winners often go broke, and also back to why that guy who his blueprint or comfort level is 30k, if he was to make 100k, you find a way to spend that 70k to go back to his comfort level because his blueprint can doesn't allow him to go beyond, right? their blueprints their blueprint allows income to a certain level but not beyond it. That guy, his blueprint doesn't allow allows income to a certain level but not beyond it. When they exceed that level, the subconscious steps in and restores normal, right? This is why lottery winners often end up broke, while self-made millionaires rebuild first, right? Then, financial problems are inner problems. A lack of money isn't a lack of money is never the real problem. Money issues are symptoms of fear, guilt. I forgot to write this on notes, but then please write it down. Money issues are symptoms of fear, guilt, unworthiness, anxiety, identity conflict. Right? I Okay, guys, I'm a forex trader, but then besides that, I also own a few businesses, right? And my parents, for them, business is too risky. There's fear installed in them. I tried giving them a few business ideas, and they were like, "It's too risky. What if people never purchase or whatever?" There's fear installed in them, right? And fear is mostly a barrier to most of the times fear is a barrier to sometimes most of the times the fear is a barrier to success. My mind bridge, mind jam, sorry. Then there's guilt, unworthiness. There are certain people feel like they're not worthy of something. I don't know how they get to that stage. Maybe it's a matter of how they were raised, whereby they were told that you can't be a millionaire, it's out of reach, and then it ended up building up whereby they told themselves that they are unworthy of something. Then anxiety, right? Anxiety, everybody knows that, I believe. The overthinking, your thoughts racing of what if I can't, but your positive thinking tells you that you can. That causes anxiety, identity conflicts, what you want and the person you have to become and the person that you currently are. If money were the real issue, knowledge alone would fix it, but clearly it doesn't. Until the inner cause is fixed, the inner world, back to the inner game, beliefs, identity, emotional comfort with money, self worth, habits, right? Exactly. If, if, mind you, if money were the real issue, knowledge alone would fix it, but clearly it doesn't. Apparently, we're number three, but then somehow I wasn't aware of it. But then, yeah, let's go to roots versus fruits. Right? Roots versus fruits. Fruits equals real results. Guys, you have to work towards your money or whatever goal that you set, whether it be physical, whether it be emotional, whether it be mentally, whether it be spiritually. There's this other guy once said, if a millionaire guru came to you and gave you a course on how to make money online for free, and you don't put in the work, and then you don't see the and then you don't put in the work, how do you expect to see results? And then that's what most people do, and then that's where they go online and start bashing whoever gave them that course or whatever. The same thing as going to the gym. Someone can have a fitness coach or fitness, let me just say fitness coach. Someone can have a fit coach and then, but then go to the gym and not work out or not lift weights. Obviously, they're gonna say the gym is a scam because they didn't put in the work. So fruits are your results: income, debt, wealth, right? Then there's roots, beliefs, identity, emotional patterns, beliefs about what you believe, your beliefs around money. There's a lot of people who say money is not that important. Um, Money is the root, is the cause, or is the root of all evil. I don't know how, whatever that slogan says, type of thing. There are a lot of beliefs surrounding money, and if you check, a lot of those people with those beliefs are mostly broke or financially they're not that stable, right? Then identity, like I said, the person who you want to become and the things that you need to do, and the person that you currently are, and your emotional patterns or patterns towards money or whatever goal, whether it be spiritually, emotionally, healing type of thing. But most people try to fix the fruits, your results. You can't fix your results if your identity, if your roots are not. You can't fix your fruits if you still have issues in your roots, right? Which is your beliefs, your identity, and emotional patterns. Most people try to fix the fruits without touching the roots. But you cannot change today's fruits. You can't change today's results because yesterday or 2 weeks ago or maybe 2 months ago you failed to go to the gym and today you still fat. Or you said you wanted to start that YouTube channel and today you still don't have subscribers or a like or a view on your videos. Or you said I want to make 10 grand online but you didn't do anything. You can't change today's fruits. You can change tomorrow by fixing what's underground. You can change tomorrow's by fixing what's underground. Fixing what's underground is more of changing your mindset and being aware of your patterns. Guys, well, everything we do, we do it subconsciously sometimes without being aware of it. Same thing as moving your hand. You don't think that I need to move your hand. I can't say you really think of it. Your mind tells you to move your hand, but then you move it automatically, like you move it like it's a part of you type of thing. It's not a matter of you put in the effort or you think about the effort that you put in. You just move your hand without thinking much about it. Same thing with your legs. When you walk, you don't think about it that I have to step on with my right foot first, then my left, then the right, then the left, then the right again. You do it automatically. So same thing as things that are programmed. That's how they act up on your life. Let me just say, in my first journey, I had a problem that I want to make money quickly, but then it happened that every time I'm good at the skill and the art of it. It's just that every time subconsciously I was programmed that you have to make a lot of money, a dozen in a day, whereby it's not a game of consistency, whereby the more money you have, the more you can make. It gives you leverage to make more money. And every time I would start off the day making money, but then somehow later on the day I would self sabotage myself because I wanted to make more money, but then also it's a matter of I wasn't used to making a certain amount of money so that I wasn't used to making a certain amount of money, whereby I would subconsciously sabotage myself to go back to the money that I'm comfortable making, right? So your mindset. So when it comes to programming, you don't change it right away like the step of a finger. It's a matter of when you are in that situation, you have to become aware of your thoughts and what you're thinking. If, for example, I was in that moment whereby I was trading and then later on I'll start self sabotaging myself. I used to I got aware of the thoughts that no, you're done for the day, this is enough. Leave it like that. You're gonna see it tomorrow, right? And leave it like that. I know it takes time and discipline to build, but then same thing as breaking addictions. There are a lot of I can't say it's withdrawal symptoms, but then there are a lot of temptation. For example, I used to be addicted to porn. Um and one thing about addictions is I know this is a way is off topic, but then it's part of what I'm trying to show you the view. I used to be addicted to porn, and there are a lot of uh, I can say temptations, right? The moment you put your head into it, when you become aware in the moment, whereby okay now currently I want to get in the act. You try to replace those thoughts with something, unlike whereby those thoughts come into your life and then you entertain them, right? Exactly. Self control, everything. So it takes time to change your programming, but then the moment it has changed, you become fine. Same thing with your money identity or whatever you feel around certain things. When it comes to money, you have to be aware in that moment that okay, I have to jump the bridge to the other side in order for me to grow, right? What's invisible creates the visible, right? Back to results. If you don't put in the work, you won't get the results. Your subconscious also, your subconscious leads to your actions. I'm gonna explain the formula later on. And let me just say, we're done here, right? I gave you the notes and I gave you a lot of explaining way beyond what I was supposed to say. We're at 4.1, right? The four world model. We live in a mental world, emotional, spirit, physical. Money exists in the physical, but it's produced by the other three, right? Mental thoughts lead to feelings, and then feelings lead to action, and action leads to results, right? If but then that's where the spiritual part comes in, identity and meaning. You might have the thoughts and the emotional, which is you might have the thoughts and the feelings, but then your identity and what you're doing, which is the meaning, don't match your thoughts and emotions, your results or their action will be something else, and your results will be something else. Money exists in the physical, but it's produced by the other three. Trying to fix money problems only with action is like erasing a typo on a printed page instead of firing the document itself. Actions cannot change how you feel and think and your identity. Okay, your thoughts and feelings may be straight with what you want, your goal, your vision, but then what I mean by straight, your thoughts and feelings may be aligned with what you want, your vision and goal, but then because of your identity not being aligned with your vision and goal, you won't get it. You won't get to the goal. Even if you try, you can get maybe at least 30%. You can get at least 30% of the goal done, but then the other 70% you won't, right? That's why you have to get rid of that identity and that meaning. But I told you how do you get rid of it. It's a matter of being aware in the action that this is not from the identity that I am. If like I said in the beginning, you wake up, you watch TV, snacks, unhealthy lifestyle, and and then you want to have a resolution whereby I want to wake up, hit the gym, healthy lifestyle, work out, eat clean, and then tomorrow, the following day, it happened, or like I say, the first few days maybe because of motivation you might get through it, but then there comes in the part whereby you have to be disciplined, whereby there would be a day whereby you feel like nah, can't do this. Your identity that's your identity telling you that you can't do this, or because you find it hard, it's something new to your brain is gonna try to shut it out because it doesn't feel normal to you. But then if you become aware in that moment that from the person who I want to be and the person that I am right now, I have to jump this bridge, you're not gonna entertain that thought, or you're gonna replace it. I prefer and I advise you that you replace that thought with the one that you want, whereby you can do this and you're going to, so that you can become this person, right? Trying to fix money problems, the same thing. If you want money, and like I said, I found myself sabotaging myself with my first trading when it came to uh, when it came to me making more money than the level of blueprint that I was on. It made me self sabotage myself. Every time when I was now in the act of self sabotaging, I told myself that you can now close the computer or shut down the system. You're fine now. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to go any further. You're gonna see it tomorrow, right? Then money is a result, not a cause, right? Money does not create confidence. People have this. Okay, I can say maybe there are a lot of people whereby I can't say they were Sims. There are a lot of people whereby maybe growing up or in high school they had a low self esteem, uh, they were bullied type of thing, and then them might, or maybe they didn't have the confidence to approach a lady or to be themselves. Money does give you that, but then that's not really who you are, because without the money you're not confident, right? Whilst a person who is confident naturally with or without money can outshine the person who became confident with money because of money. Money doesn't. does not create confidence. You create confidence by yourself. You build it. It doesn't create security, right? It doesn't create happiness. It doesn't create worth. Just because you have money, you might feel that it. You worth something because it gave you that. I have this now. I can, But then internally, deep down, subconsciously, you still you still don't have the worth that you believe in. If you believe that I'm not worthy of being a millionaire, even if you had to become a millionaire, you'd go back to you'd splash that money, you'd blow that money, and go back to that mindset of yours, of the non-millionaire type of thing, right? Money reflects what already exists inside of you. If someone is anxious without money, they'll be anxious with money, just about different things. This is why wealth magnifies people instead of fixing them, right? If you're a jackass and you get money, you become more of a jackass than you were before, right? There you go. And I forgot to write this down. Wait, let me check. Let me see. Yeah, no, no, I didn't. We're done with the fourth stage chapter. Then we're going to the fifth one. The fifth one. Money is a symptom, not the problem. Lack of money is never the real problem. It is always a symptom. It is always a symptom. If someone is broke, inconsistent, or stuck financially, the issue is beliefs. That I can't do it. Back to that saying of if you believe you can't, you can't. You can't. But then if you believe you can, you can. It's a matter of mindset, your belief. Back to saying it. In each and every moment, you have to be aware of your thoughts. If in that moment your thoughts tell you that you can, because that's your belief, try to replace that thought with I can and I believe I can, and start looking for ways on how you can get it done. For me, being here, honestly, for me it's scary. That's why for me, okay, this is my brand. I want it to be the way I want it to be. I want to be raw as I am, right? With the mistakes, with no script. I just want to be me and do things the way that make me feel good. But then there were thoughts whereby it took me some time to find a way on how I can do this and how I can get it done. Even though there were certain times whereby I was like, it's impossible, I can't do this. But then I replaced that thought with I can, and I started looking for ways on how I can do it, right? Instead of saying I can't, right? If someone is broke, inconsistent, or stuck financially, the issue is beliefs. If you believe you can't make 100 grand or you don't deserve 100 grand, it's true. You can't make you can't make 100 grand. Some it's emotional reactions, how they react to money, right? Unconscious identity conflict. Fix the inner world, fix the outer world, right? Results come from thoughts, feelings, and actions. Like I said, thoughts lead to feelings lead to actions, reactions equals to results. But then, say your programming. If your programming don't match your thoughts and feelings, your results and the end product, which is your actions, you are very, 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 very far from achieving or getting there. I won't lie and say you're gonna get there. You are very, very, very far from getting there. If results ain't changing, it's because the earlier links ain't changing, which is the roots. Your beliefs, your emotional reactions, your comfort, your everything. if results ain't changing, it's because the area lengths ain't changing. Trying harder without changing your thinking is like following the gas pedal while the brakes are still on. Did you hear that properly? Trying harder without changing your thinking is like following the gas pedal while the brakes are still on. It's more of, if you don't change your mindset and how you approach things and how you do things, it's like stepping on the gas pedal while you're still stepping on the brakes. The car won't move. It's gonna stay stuck, right? But then when you change your mindset, it's like removing your other foot from the brakes and stepping on the gas pedal, and the car will move forward. So same thing. If you don't change your mindset, you won't move. But then when you change your mindset, you will move forward, type of thing. Then we go into number 6. We're flowing. This is nice. I don't know. I feel like it's not to the standard that I want to, but then it's my first. There's always a first for something. There is this motto I live life on, whereby 1% better every day. This is my first time. The next time I do this, I'll be better than this, and I'm gonna keep on doing it and getting better as I do it, right? The process of manifestation formula, it took me years to understand this. Law of attraction, books, and these gurus whereby they sell you a narrative. I didn't understand whereby, okay, fine, there is energy work whereby what you thought focus on, or what your thoughts are fixed on, it shall become your reality. But then I was in a way, I thought maybe they say you must attract it, and attracting it is a matter of it's gonna come to me. But then that's not how it works out. How it works out is programming your thoughts, your beliefs, your programming your beliefs, your emotional reaction, and everything. For that time or that moment, I didn't understand the art of hard work. I didn't understand how much or how important hard work is. I had the mindset, I had everything that I needed. I understood that I need to do this to get to my goal, or I had to do this. But then my programming was more of, I need more money to do that, right? I knew it's possible to get there, but then my programming that time was like, I need more money to do that. I didn't understand the essence of hard work, that I have to work 10 times more to get to stage 1, instead of, mine was more of, I have to work one time to one times one times I have to work less to get to stage 10. That's how that scenario or narrative is pushed, whereby you work less and then you get more. But it's a matter of, I work 10 times and I get less, or I work 10 times to get the results of 10 times. My programming when it comes to that, it was crap. I'm not gonna lie to you. But as my thoughts, feelings, and actions, there were a bit of actions whereby I could see results, but because of my programming, it was fucked. It was a problem, right? So, guys, the essence of hard labor, the essence of hard work. But then back to the process of manifestation formula. Programming your beliefs, your emotions, and your emotions around certain things, and then your thoughts, then your feelings. Your thoughts lead to feelings, your feelings lead to actions, and actions lead to results or rewards. You reap what you sow, right? Or simplify, change the programming and everything downstream changes. The moment you change your programming, your thoughts, your feelings, and actions change, then it also leads to the results that you want. If you want to make money, and then you change your programming that I can, and you find ways on how you can make that money and believe that you can, it's gonna lead to thoughts of, I can and I believe I can, and then it's gonna lead to feelings that I have to, and I know the way, and I'm going to do whatever it takes. And your actions will match the feelings and thoughts of I'm willing to do whatever it takes, and it's gonna lead to results, right? Your money blueprint is made of what you think about money, how money makes you feel, how you act when money is involved. There are certain people, they say money is not important, like I say, and that's why most of them they broke. I can say their financial blueprint is crap. They don't have much, but then, or money is not as important as it is, or money doesn't buy happiness, or money doesn't do this, it doesn't do that. Money is as important as everything is. I'm not gonna lie. How money makes you feel. Some people, I remember when I was in high school, I was in, uh, I can't say it's a hostel. I was in boarding, right? In boarding, there's this guy I once met, and he used to give away money a lot, or he didn't mind losing money or giving it away. He was like, money is the root of all evil. He didn't understand the significance of saving, and the lifestyle he also lived. It's a matter of each and every weekend. I'd rather spend money. He spent a lot of money on alcohol and booze. He didn't save none, or spend money trying to impress his friend. But then there's certain people whereby when it comes to money, they feel an understanding and see it as a resource, and as a resource. As much as money doesn't have feelings, what you think about it is true, but what it doesn't think anything of you, right? There's certain people whereby when they see money, they see an opportunity to invest more. They see an opportunity to invest more. They see an opportunity to a good life. They see an opportunity to live in the life that I want, right? How you act when money is involved. There are a lot of people out there whereby sometimes they prefer a low wage job because it a low wage job without doing much work because it suits their blueprint, right? I don't know how, but then some people can. Most people unconsciously copy their parents' money patterns. Yeah, you learn money behavior the same way you learn language, by observing and not by declining. If your parents struggle, if your parents struggle feels normal. Thought about money equals stress, had boom and bust circles, instability feels familiar. Honestly, guys, in the household that I grew up in, mom always cried that she doesn't have money. Not that she didn't, but then for her, it's a matter of it's not enough to meet all or everybody's needs. As long as their basic needs are there, or maybe a few extra wants are there, I'm fine. But then she used to complain a lot about money. Same thing with dad. Not that it wasn't there. Honestly, I grew up in the middle class family. We were financially stable, but then they used to complain about money, right? And a lot of things that are around money. They fear taking risk to make more money. How they felt about earning more. For them, they didn't think they deserved to earn more, type of thing, right? And also for me, I had a lot of, I can't say it's rich friends, but then they had the means to afford that high lifestyle whereby designer clothes, Louis V's, uh, you know, 250k cars. My best friend, in fact, is that person. Her family affords those type of things. And for me, growing up, it's a matter of seeing him being dropped off in a Mercedes C63, sometimes being dropped off by Porsche at school. There is that thing whereby it built in me that I want more. I want to get to that level. I don't want to live life whereby I have to look at what other I don't want to live life whereby I want to I feel I don't know I don't how is that word, but then I don't want to live life, looking at other people's stuff without getting there. I want to get to that stage in life whereby people look at me type of thing, right? I'm not saying, but then before that and everything, for me, I grew up with the sense that I want more, and I believe there was more in life, and I feel like also the type of people I grew up seeing and being around also had an impact on that. It made me become more and more hungry type of thing, right? So if your parents struggle feels normal, for about money, cause stress. And another behavior that I picked up is that because at home, I don't want to say this, but then I felt like they're favorites. I have an older brother and an older sister, and those were their top priority children, right? They got almost each and everything they wanted, whether they would ask to then get it tomorrow, or if they felt like that in that moment they couldn't, they would make a plan to get them certain things for them. For me, it was a different story. I always got left on the side. I would ask for something, and then that pain of asking for someone and then for something, and then someone asks for it, and then they get it sooner than you expected, and they get it, and they get something way more expensive than the one you asked for, type of thing. That also for me fueled the hunger that I had and I have up until this day, right? And I felt like also that led me to is that whenever I have money, each and every time when I get money and I have money, I tend to, or used to, at least I can say, I used to spend that money, do a lot of useless stuff with it, and then always regret it later when that money is no more, that I wasn't supposed to do that. But then either way, at the end, you did it, right? So same thing, your spending habits, look at your spending habits and how you manage your money, and you would see that somewhere in one of your parents, you took what your parents used to do. Even rebellion, yeah, that goes to the point. Even rebellion often keeps the same emotional pattern, just flipped. If your parents used to be those people whereby when they had money, they used to spend it, and then you're rebelling against it, you're gonna save it. You're gonna save more than you could expect. You're gonna live a poor life while having money. You're gonna be okay. It's not greedy. It's not being greedy, but then it's a matter of I have money, but then I don't want to spend it because you saw what spending a lot of money is like, and it leads to it, or and it led to, right? Or if your parents used to save a lot, you're gonna be a rebellion whereby the pattern is just flat. You're gonna spend more. Without awareness, you don't escape the pattern, you just replay it. Right? Ah, this is going to. There we go. Um, we're at number 7 currently. Flowing is soon to be done. Right? Where is it? There we go. Shit. Guys, I forgot to type in part A of the notes, but then I believe you can write them down as I say them. Your blueprint was created early, before adulthood, though. A. Verbal programming. Things you heard growing up: money is evil, we can't afford that, rich people are greedy, money doesn't grow on trees, right? Those statements didn't disappear, they become rules your subconscious still follows, right? Then we have B. what you saw, parents struggling or fighting, I saw that a lot. Boom and bust income cycle. Savings versus overspending. My dad is more of a saver. My mom is more of an overspender because I felt like from her it's a matter of she grew up without the means, right? Fear versus confidence with money. My parents, both of them, are fearful with taking risk, and I feel like risk, when you overcome that fear of taking risk and then take risk and then you make money off of that risk, it gives you confidence with money. You unconsciously copy their patterns, right? Or yeah, type of thing. People unconsciously copy patterns of specific incidents, right? Emotional money experience, shame, fear, embarrassment, loss, rejection tied to money, emotion beats logic every time. Guys, when it comes to emotional, okay, and let me just say, when it comes to shame, fear, embarrassment, and loss, right? The year was 2023, and I can say I was lucky back then, right? I think that I made my first 10K from forex trading. It was actually 20, but because of my programming that I was following my money patterns of spending, of overspending, I spent the first 10K like nothing. Like I blew it within a week or within a few days. Right? It's just that the first 10K didn't come as 10K. It was a matter of I got 2K first, then I got 4, then I think I got maybe 3, then I got 1 there type of thing. Then the second 10K came at once, and then I only blew it over the weekend without a plan type of thing. And then you know when you blow money, and then when you realize when it's too late that nah, it's over, it's chai, like everything is gone now. Everything is gone now. I have to start from the first step. I have to start all over again. It creates shame, right? That it creates shame that you ate or you splashed the money or you blew the money that you made and worked hard for. And also embarrassment of people saw you spending money. You were the main nigga, you were the top dog, you were the everything, right? And then out of nowhere you back to step one. You're no longer that main guy. You know, now your friends no longer look at you with that eye. Now people don't look at you with that same respect you got from money. And then it also goes back to money doesn't give you confidence, it doesn't give you security, right? And then loss, right? But then rejection to money, you know, when after blowing a bag and then you have to start all over again. That moment, like I said, I was lucky. I wasn't focused on the person I was becoming to make that money. No, I was focused on the money. That's all. And rejection tied to mine. After blowing the bag, I had a lot of struggles getting up on my feet, and it also created some emotions around it. Whereby I felt like quitting. I felt like I can't do it anymore. I felt like this is too hard, right? But then we got it done at the end of the day. I and we at number 8, right? Awareness is the first step to change. Awareness is the first step to change. Awareness, noticing the belief or pattern. Like I said, you must live in the moment with the thoughts to be aware of what's happening. Understanding, realizing comes from conditioning. A lot of people try to fight it, try to avoid it, and they wonder why they can't elevate in life and why they can't go any higher. This association, recognizing it's not you. A lot of people, I don't know, they always make peace with this is who I am and I can't change it, or no, you can. There's nothing that you can't change about yourself. Like there are certain things, like there are certain things you can't change. Like if for you I don't like in life. Don't ever try to fit in, right? Don't try to be someone who you are not for the sake of other people, right? But then this association, recognizing it is not you. People will have denials, but then when it's not you, it's not you, right? Installing new money supporting beliefs, whereby now you install that I can make more money. This is simple. This is easy, right? Without awareness, nothing changes. People are not aware of what's happening in their world of money and how they think about money, and the things that they do to get money. You must reprogram the inner world to change the outer world, right? You can't the physical world because the printout, like it's the printout of the blueprint which of the inner world, the mind program. You can't fix the output by taking the paper, right? Money, wealth, health, weight, and success are all, right? And then there we go. We're at number 9, finally getting it done. Wealth is an identity before it is an outcome. And there you have it. Notes. Rich people don't feel rich before they have money. They have money because they think, decide, and act from a wealthy identity. That identity, okay, guys, I like the gym because it's a good form of therapy, and that's why I always make examples of it. Identity, when you make decisions out of or act from a wealth identity, is a matter of you are acting from the way that version of you would think, the person you want to become, instead of acting from the person that you are currently. Identity answers questions like what's normal for someone like me? What do I tolerate? What do I accept? What do I expect? Until identity changes, income plateaus. If you don't know what you expect, what you tolerate, and what's normal for someone like you, your identity won't change. I'm not gonna lie and say you got this, you're gonna change. No, it won't. Nah, I don't. And then we finally at 10. Sustainable success starts with mindset, not strategy. Like I've been saying throughout the video, strategies work only when the person using them is aligned internally. Right? Without alignment, success falls unsafe. Growth feels threatening. Guys, honestly, growth, there's something about growth. I once read from this other book I bought on Shopify. I know, right? That book was like growth feels safe, or growth. That book was like growth is scary, but then growth also feels nice when it leaves you better than before, and growth that's gonna leave you worse than before is the one that's more scary. And guys, focus on growth that's gonna leave you better than before, not worse than before. Growth is scary because you don't know whether it's gonna leave you worse than before or better than before. But then focus on growth that feels, or growth that's gonna leave you better than before, right? Then consistency feels unnatural. When you're consistent, when you wake up every day, whether you dedicate that 4 minutes, that 2 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours into doing something, it's not gonna feel natural. Same thing when you start going to the gym. At first, it's not gonna feel natural, but then as you go and keep on going and going and going and going and keep on going, it's gonna feel natural. Whereby when you're doing it, you're not gonna even enjoy it. You're not gonna find joy in doing so, right? With alignment or alignment, effort feels lighter. Like going to the gym, the moment you now enjoy it, it feels lighter. It's a matter of fine. I have to go to the gym. Or everybody has those thoughts whereby I could skip it for today, but then either way, with the moment you go there, the effort feels lighter. Discipline feels natural. Money flows with less resistance. Also, pumping iron and getting fit in good shape flows with less resistance. You're gonna do it with less resistance, right? Otherwise, thank you everybody. I can say that's the end of everything. Yeah, have a great day.